Hey there, and welcome. So, you did it. You landed a new job. That is awesome. Congratulations. Now, with all the excitement of starting a new role, there's always that one little thing you gotta get through first. Yep, you guessed it, that infamous mountain of paperwork. It can look a little intimidating, for sure, but don't you worry. Getting this part right is absolutely key to a smooth start. And let's be honest, it's the key to getting that first paycheck without any drama. So let's think of this as your very first assignment. In this explainer, we're going to break it all down step by step. The goal, to have you filling this stuff out with total confidence so you can get back to the really exciting part, crushing it in your new role. Okay, let's get into it. Here's the plan. We'll start with what this whole paperwork package actually is. Then we'll get into the must-have info your employer needs from you. After that, we'll peek inside those company-specific forms, decode those super important tax documents, and finally, we'll wrap up so you know you are all set to get paid. All right, first things first. What exactly is this bundle of forms they hand you on day one? Well, your new employer will probably call it a commencement package. It's really just a fancy name for a collection of documents, and its main job is simple: to gather all the essential details they need to officially add you to the team, get you enrolled in benefits, and make sure your pay is calculated perfectly from the get-go. You'll usually find three main types of documents in there. First, you've got forms that are just for your new company. Then you've got the official government forms, for taxes. And finally, there's the paperwork for any benefits your company offers, like health insurance or a pension plan. Okay, let's move on to Section 2. So, what's the point of all these different forms? Well, they're all trying to collect a few key pieces of information about you. See, at the heart of it all, your employer needs these basics. Things like your full legal name, your address, your date of birth. This stuff isn't just for their records. It's so they can follow the law and, most importantly, make sure your hard-earned money actually lands in your bank account. Now, out of all those details, there is one that is hands down the most critical, and that is your social insurance number, or your SIN. It's that unique number the government gives you that lets you work in Canada and helps track your earnings for different programs. And this quote right here really nails why it's so important. This isn't just a company rule, it's the law. Employers have to get your valid SIN for government reporting. So the big takeaway for you? Double check, maybe even triple check that you wrote it down correctly. A simple typo here can cause some serious headaches later. All right, next up, let's talk about the forms that are unique to your new job. These are the documents that handle all the internal stuff to get you set up on the team. You'll probably see something called an authorization for hiring form. That's basically the internal document that makes it official. Then, of course, you'll have forms to enroll in benefits, like your health plan. If your workplace has a union, you'll have a membership form. And a lot of companies will ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement, which is just to protect their private information. And now, for the part that sometimes makes people a little nervous, the tax forms. But trust me, they're way more straightforward than they look. Getting these right is absolutely essential for making sure the right amount of tax comes off your paycheck. So in Canada, you'll pretty much always fill out two of these personal tax credits return forms. First, there's the federal one. It's called the TD1. Everyone in the country fills this out. And second, you'll fill out a provincial or territorial TD1, depending on where you work. The one exception is Quebec. They have their own special form for this. So, what's the point of these forms? They let you claim tax credits, which actually lowers the amount of tax you have to pay from each check. The most important one is the basic personal amount. Literally, everyone gets to claim this one. But definitely take a close look at the other options. You might be able to claim credits if you're supporting a spouse, you're over 65, paying tuition, or have an approved disability tax credit. It's all about your personal situation. Getting it right just means you pay the right amount of tax, not too much and not too little. It is so normal to feel a little anxious filling these out. I mean, what if you make a mistake? What if you claim the wrong amount? Well, here's a little inside scoop for you. Your payroll department is going to look over your forms before they process anything. And they're really just checking for the basics. Did you sign it? Is your name and SIN correct? Did you add up the numbers right? They're on the lookout for any obvious mistakes to help you out, so you can relax knowing there's a second set of eyes on it. And just like that, we're through it. Once you sign those forms and hand them in, you've officially jumped through that final hoop. The paperwork part is done. So what's the big deal? It means that by just taking a few minutes to fill everything out carefully, you've set yourself up for a super smooth start. You've given your employer everything they need to make sure you get paid the right amount, on time, every time. You have officially passed your first assignment with flying colors. Now you get to focus on what really matters: being awesome in your new role. Congratulations again, and here's to a fantastic start.